Hi guys, and welcome to GISTUBE TV, where we thrill you with amazing video all day long. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel and hit the notification bell after you subscribe to this. Hi beautiful people and lovers of Biggie's children. Welcome to another episode of us dissecting everything that has been happening in the Big Brother Shine Your Eye and the house in the course of the week. Let's talk about Maria's fake eviction list. Let's talk about the ships that are beginning to break. It's like this season is not going to see any sailing ship. Speaking of ships from the Big Brother house, let me just quickly say that Gidoni and Kafi have officially welcomed the baby boy. Yes, to Big Brother, joining people together since always. But then it seems like the Big Brother Niger season 6 housemates have decided that they don't have any ship that is going to sail because trust Ebuka to shake tables at the eviction shows that they have on Sundays, right? But then first off, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'm not going to say much about that. You're going to like our content and you're going to like videos you'll be seeing from here. So just turn on the notification bell already. Having said that, let's talk about Biggie's children and how much of a heart attack they tried to give me in the course of the week. Shall we? Yes, we shall. Now, Maria, of course, you know that there was no eviction that was going to happen. We knew that. The housemates did not know that. But then Maria, the head of house, knew that, and she had to pretend in order to be in Biggie's good shoes and good books and not be punished for, failing the task of ensuring that the housemates believe that they will be up for eviction. And she did a good job. I mean, if you agree with me, scoring them, giving all of those things. But then come Sunday, and then Biggie said she needs to list her bottom 6. And then she listed her bottom 6. She listed J. Paul, Yusuf, Pere, Emmanuel, and JMK, and also Angel as a top 6, which is surprising because everybody expected that Queen would be in that list. But then Queen was not on the list. Instead, they had JMK and Angel. Now, these guys were worried, scared they're going to go home. And she was all calm, knowing that nobody's going home. Then Ebuka started to pull her legs to say, okay, bottom 2 that you want to go home, just mention them. And she was like, Ebuka, I thought, but then she just had to say something. And then she said Yusuf and JMK, only for Ebuka to say this housemate just sits down. But something I really realized she did was she now told Pere, went to hug him and was like, you really think I would send you home? So it further cements my own belief and thoughts that Pere knew about the fact that there was no eviction. Remember that after the Saturday night party, which was wild, thanks to DJ Sose, by the way, she told Pere to take off his mic, which earned both of them 2 microphone infringements. I believe that while Kayode did not show us the conversation they were having, she told Pere that, see guy, I'm going to mention your name tomorrow for the bottom 6, but believe me, you're not going to be going home. Because it was very obvious that Pere was trying so hard to relate with the sad memory that was going on in the house. Everybody was tensed in the house. It tried so hard to relate with it, going to tell JMK and Angel, talk about how sad it is that he's nominated and that if he goes on, because Biggie will have to send all 6 of them home. I mean, because there was no way, because nobody's voting, so there's no way that 2 will go home if 6 people are up for eviction. So all 6 of them are going home, trying to put fear in the hearts of those people. And then going to Maria to go and form crocodile tear. I mean, like, you're an actor. I don't actually believe that his tears were real. I feel like it was just an act to make us think that Maria didn't say nothing to him, which is the act. Because when Maria went to hug him and was like, you really think I would send you home? It was all smiles, like, yeah, you knew this. You knew you weren't going nowhere. But you still tried to act like you'd be going somewhere, which is what I believe happened. You can decide to disagree, but that is what, in my humble opinion, happened between Maria and Pere. Now, talking about ships, because, right, why Maria would put Pere up for eviction would be because of the brouhaha and whatnot that happened between himself and Cross and White Money, rather, in the beginning of the week and the reign of her as the head of house. And she felt like not doing that would mean that she chose these people out of emotion. And seeing that she had already told them that Biggie gave her a criteria, she just needed to do what was right, which is what she tried to do. But then Ebuka also scattering ships. He has scattered Cross and Saskay's ship. And I was rooting for these guys. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, Saskay is a 21-year-old and she's in a lot of situationships, some relationship with J-Paul, who is way older. I mean, everybody in the house is older than she is, right? And there's been Cross. Cross has been giving her close marking. Like really close marking. Goodness gracious, that is how you pursue a girl. Very close marking, and at the same time letting her be herself, right? But then he said he's been taking everything she's told him hook, line, sinker. So when Ebuka asked Saskay what was going on between herself, J. Paul, and Cross, and she said, well, she's just enjoying the attention between them. In my opinion, I feel like her response was just so that Ebuka would stop questioning her, and she gave the rightest answer she could give, just so that Ebuka would drop that conversation and did it. But then Cross took it up. Cross felt betrayed. Cross felt lied to, because he has asked Saskay explicitly, are you into J. Paul? And she said, no, we're just friends. Nothing going on between us. I'm trying. I just like the way she reacts. She puts her head in her hand and she's like, I'm trying to not get with anybody in the house. That is what I just need you to understand. Just how she talks. And then Cross already accepted that was going to happen. And then when they had a discussion, she was all dismissive, a little bit defensive, trying to say, well, you knew from the get-go that I'm not going to do anything with you. I'm also not going to do anything with J. Paul. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't tell you that I'm liking J. Paul, but then it's not like I'm going to do anything about it. And outside of the house, you still have the higher chance, so to say, if anything is going to happen between us, it's going to be outside of the house. And honestly, between yourself and J. Paul, that's when I'm going to think about it. And Cross is like, see, at this point, I am going to remove myself from this equation because I'm too old for this, babe. I mean, I cut my hair for you. But that doesn't really matter, in my opinion. And then J. Paul came. J. Paul was all soothing in his approach to Saskay. I feel like Saskay is titling towards J. Paul, though, with the hair drop, letting they share the same bed and whatnot. And then when he was talking to her and also saying he's going to back out because he doesn't want to be involved in a triangle, it was all soothing, and you could tell that Saskay was more comfortable, was more at ease with him. But then at the same time, could it be because there's kind of sexual tension between Cross and herself? Maybe that's why she's all fidgety and jittery around him, because it's like, I want to consume you. Maybe that is what is happening. I really don't know what is happening there. But then another ship that it seemed like Ebuka wants to break is Emmanuel's and Rose. Liquor Roses and Emmanuel, the Emma Rose ship, because when, I've always said it, this thing between Emmanuel and Liquor Rose is going to come out of the house. She's going to watch clips, and it's going to be like Tolani Badge and Prince of the lockdown season. I have said it and I will say it again. It is really one-sided. And when Ebuka asked Emmanuel was very diplomatic. These guys I think they've learned Ebuka's strategy, because now they just give him responses and he's unable to. He just says okay. He just says okay. He just says okay at the end of the day, because they don't let him really, give them fire because of their responses. They give him dismissive responses and very smart ones that you can't really question further. Because when asked by Ebuka, when he asked Emmanuel that, okay, so what is going to see yourself and Liquor, like, I feel like we've reached a kind of place where we're very comfortable. We've reached a common agreement. We can't really go further. We can't really do this. And Liquor didn't say nothing. Did you notice, though, that Emmanuel was wearing Liquor's shirt for the eviction show, the fake eviction show? Did you notice? Yes, he wore Liquor's shirt. I'm like, oh, that's really sweet. So if he's really taking this girl for a cruise and it is not intent to do anything with her outside of the house, I feel like Liquor should not really be angry, because it did give her attention in the house, if you know what I mean. Cooks her breakfast, makes noodles for her, they shop together, they do all of those sweet things together. So I feel like even if at the end of the day it's just cruise and it's not really into her, you should just take heart. She's a fine girl. She'll meet other men. She's going to be fine. And she said she's a softie at heart. So I hope that this does not break her heart and she's able to give other men, chances to be true and genuine with her. Anyways, that is not the only thing that I put in Big Brother's house, so because now, although I say Peace is like one of my favorite people in the house, it seems like she's beginning to turn into a figure in the house that you cannot reckon with, because throughout the week we heard nothing from Peace, and then she promised a lot of drama, she promised a lot of things, but like Queen has taken her position in the house, because Queen is not the person that we even hear of, and we say things, she's fighting with this person, she's in a situationship, not so situationship with Boma, she's doing this and another person. Saskay is even taking her place. I'm like, Peace, what is happening with you? I hope that she's not up for eviction this week. She probably will be up for eviction, because people are beginning to say, Yusuf is beginning to say, Peace, what are you doing in this house? JMK is beginning to say, Peace, what are you doing in this house? People are beginning to say, Peace, what are you doing in this house? So hopefully she will not be up for eviction. They realize that she's not so much a threat, and then she will move to the final week. But I don't see that happening. I feel like they're going to nominate her this week, and she might go home at the end of the day. Anyways, we'll await the eviction diary session, the head of house game, so we'll know those we are rooting for this week. And also, what is Biggie's game plan there? This is the 5th week, and you still have 20 people in that house. Biggie, are you about to start removing 6 at a time? They are fake housemates. final decision, the Rafik housemates. I'll see you in the next video, guys, where we'll talk about biggest children and what is up in the Shine Your High house for season 6 Big Brother Naija. Bye, guys.